الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا عبده ومصطفاه وبعد. بسم الله. Inshallah, today we move to the second chapter of the commentary on the Sahih al-Bukhari. According to the agreed upon calendar in America, Siyam would start inshallah tomorrow. But according to the Middle East, we have to see inshallah afternoon. So I don't know. So many of the mosques in America would fast tomorrow inshallah.
ان شاء الله يعني لاحقا ان شاء الله نبلغ على الناس ان شاء الله لاحقا.
يعني inshallah by Asr inshallah.
ان شاء الله.
It will be declared inshallah.
باذنك يا رب ان شاء الله.
Anyway, inshallah, if any of the parts of the world will start fasting tomorrow, we'll start with them, because we believe that we should act as one united nation, one united people. So whether the Muslims of India, the Muslims of Afghanistan, the Muslims of Turkey, the Muslims of Iran, any part of the world, if any Muslim would see the new crescent of Ramadan, all other Muslims should start fasting. And the same goes through for the end of fasting. Once anyone would see the new crescent of Shawwal, the Eid should be tomorrow. I think this division and this and that, all of these matters just because we don't have one organization in charge of this affair. If we have one organization around the world, not a national organization inside one state. For example, we have Dar Ifta in Egypt, Dar Ifta in Saudi Arabia, Dar Ifta in Algeria. If they have one organization around the world, and this organization would receive the results and the calculations from different parts of the world, and at the same time would receive the different sides of persons, so we can declare united decision regarding this issue. But until, I think many of you know about Sheikh Ahmed Shakir. This is one of the greatest earlier scholars during the last century. And he wrote a very, very wonderful research on this point and said, now, after the communications of Muslims, and this was during the telegraph, and there's some primitive means, but now we have more technological means, so we should depend upon this. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all Muslims to stand united and to have their Eid and their fasting at the same time together, inshallah. So inshallah we say, the second chapter entitled is Babu Fadl al-Sawm, the merits, the virtue of fasting. And Imam al-Bukhari radiallahu ta'ala anhu would give us one of the hadith narrated from Imam Malik. Now I like you to remind what I have said in the first session, that this book of Al-Bukhari didn't appear in the 3rd century. The roots of this book were during the 2nd century, during the 1st century. Now we have no hadith, and the sheikh of this hadith, namely the 3rd sheikh, is Imam Malik. So this hadith, you will find it in Al-Muwatta. You can say now, you will find it written in a book more than 70 years before Al-Bukhari. So those people who are accusing Al-Bukhari of producing something which is new and the Sunnah was lost, they are just unaware of what happened about the process of collecting the Sunnah. He narrated the hadith from Imam Malik, from Abi Zanad, from Al-A'raj, from Abi Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الصيام جنة الصيام جنة. This is a very wonderful protection. The Prophet ﷺ is saying Siyam is a protection. Siyam, fasting, is a protection. According to a narration in Imam Ahmad and others, it is like a shield in fight. In the past, and even until now, they have to have a shield just to protect them from bullets. In the past, from lances and swords and the like. So fasting is like this. But What is the kind of likeness between fasting and protection? Because so many Muslims now are fasting and are at the same time committing sins. So what is this kind of fasting? Now if you are a soldier, I give you the explanation. If you are a soldier in the fight and you have a shield, but you have no determination to take the fight, will this shield be of any benefit to you? Finally, you will be killed, even if you have the shield. So the protection itself must rise from the innermost of a human being, must come from inside. So if you intend to take the fasting as a protection, it will be. First of all, you know that He ﷺ encouraged the youth to keep fasting in case they are unable to get married. But most important, now listen how He ﷺ would give you the signs, the milestones of how the protection of fasting would act with you. He said, فَلَا يَرْفُثْ وَلَا يَجْهَلْ. So when I have this protection, I shouldn't say any bad words. I shouldn't even reply